Live. Hello, beautiful friends on Facebook, on YouTube. When you are hopping on, say hello. Today is such a special day, and I wanted to go live to celebrate. Do you guys know the song by Tony? Do you know what today is? Anyone? It's our anniversary. It's our YouTube anniversary. It is 6 years. 6 years today, you guys. And I thought, what a really cool way to celebrate the day, to come on live, have a Q&A, tell you about a giveaway that I am putting together, and just share some really big news as well as some tips having to do with YouTube. I know this is a little different because we're typically focused on content around conscious parenting, child development, but I know that a good portion of my subscribers have YouTube channels themselves. So I figured, what better way to celebrate than to offer you some tips that have really helped me these past 6 years. So when you're coming on, say hi. And if you're new here, if you're a brand new friend, let me know in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. You will not miss future helpful content, tips around motherhood, child development, sometimes YouTube. Hit that and then hit the bell notification, and that will keep you up to date. Okay, you guys, so here's some really big news I want to share with you. If you're not following me on Facebook or Instagram, you wouldn't know this quite yet. Otherwise, you may have seen this post go up, but I'm so excited because something so huge happened this morning, something I could not have dreamed of 6 years ago when I decided to start my YouTube channel. And it's quite a funny story, but I got to partner with YouTube for a campaign media tour that happened today, where I had the opportunity to go on 14 different news stations to share tips about parenting and to promote my channel. And it was such a freaking honor, and it was such a blast. And I just think it's so funny that the date actually ended up being my 6-year anniversary. No one knew this, but I just thought, wow, that's pretty wild. So quite literally, I've been up since about 4 o'clock this morning. And I finished this media tour around 8:30 my time. So like, this is my list, you guys. These were all the stations I got to jump on and have some really cool conversations. So I'm celebrating that so big. It's so amazing, like what can come to fruition when you don't give up, you stay consistent. So we're going to dive into the 6 YouTube tips I have, 6 being 6-year anniversary. Before we do that, I want to tell you about a giveaway that I'm putting together. So in the description box, if you're watching live on YouTube, you're going to see the first link in the description box. It's going to have you hop on my email list. And by doing so, you're going to get a discount on one of my most favorite masterclasses called Visionaries. But that's also going to automatically enter you to win in the giveaway. And the giveaway is going to be for 3 of my lovely soul scribers who are on this email list. And you are going to have access to one of 3 different masterclasses that I have done, and I run evergreen on my website. So if you're interested in that, I mean, it's everything having to do with conscious parenting. It's everything to do with empowerment and raising kids from a soul-aligned place, which I know so many of you are into if you're subscribed to this channel. And so if you want an idea of what masterclasses might be drawn, you can check out my website. That's linked in the description box as well. I'm going to be drawing the name next Monday. So you have a week, well, basically a week from now to get on the email list. Get on the email list. I will be announcing the winner via email. So you're going to see an email come through from me on Monday, the 18th. And if one of your 3 people are winning, so if your name was drawn and I'm going to put it on the email, you have 24 hours to respond to me to claim your prize. So be on the lookout. Really, really important. Okay, friends, without further ado, let's dive in to 6 tips that have really helped me sustain and grow my YouTube channel over the past 6 years that I want to share with y'all. Okay, first this is for my friends who are thinking about starting a YouTube channel and haven't quite done it yet. You're watching everyone else. My advice is honestly just start. Just hit record, just push the red button and go. I think so often what keeps us from doing what we desire to do is the imposter syndrome or the sense of it needs to be perfect before I put it out to the world. And I hope that my channel serves as evidence for you. It doesn't need to be perfect. It gets to be messy. It gets to be novice and beginner and sweet and all of it. But you're never going to get better until you commit and you hit record and you say, it's time to start my channel. If you go back and you look at my videos on my YouTube channel from 6 years ago, you're going to be like, who dat? I don't know her. She sounds different. She looks different. She speaks to the camera so differently, a lot less confident, like all of the things. And I could go back and curate some of those videos if I wanted to, but I think there's something so beautiful about the journey. And if I were to do that, it'd be a disservice to all of my friends who are sitting on the fence in this very moment, deciding whether or not they should put themselves out there, whether they should start the YouTube channel. And so I leave it up there so you can see the journey. It still is not perfect, obviously, but it was never, this was not my starting place. It was a long journey to this point. Hey, Cora. Oh my gosh, thank you. I love you and your videos. Honored to see you live. Love your incredible. Thank you, Cora. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me. The second point, this is a really big one, and this might be controversial in the YouTube sphere. I personally think this is the way to go, and it is do what you love, not what you think your audience will love. I have been mentored in various spaces, and the consensus generally is find a niche that works, right? Like, what are people searching on YouTube? And there is, obviously credence to taking some of this. Like, what are people searching for? What can you speak to? Basically meeting your audience where they are, as opposed to starting a YouTube channel from what lights you up and attracting that audience. And I believe, and I started my channel this way because I didn't know any better, but I still say this is the way to go. Always start with what you love and what you're passionate about, because if you don't, and you flip it the other way around and you're chasing an audience because you think, oh, I'll get views this way, or I'll have subscribers this way, I'll have success on YouTube, what's probably going to end up happening is you're going to burn out. You're going to, at some point, say, what am I doing? It's not worth it. You're going to question it all, and you're not going to be motivated to keep moving forward. And there have certainly been times in the 6 years where it's like, what's happening? What's going on? But what kept me posting was my love for the topics, my love for watching myself grow, my children grow, and us as a family unit, and sharing this information with you guys, building community with you, watching you guys raise your kids. Like, some of you have been riding with me since literally Kai was a newborn, and it's wild to think about. And that lights me up. And there's always going to be a piece that motivates me to share that aspect of my life with you guys. And it's why I've been here for 6 years. It gives me sustainability. So don't chase the audience, attract the audience from what lights you up. You're going to find that you have a more aligned and connected audience when you're drawing them from magnetism, and not because you're chasing them because you think that that's what's going to make you succeed. So that's a big one. Hey, Jessie, love your videos. How do you get all of your great tips? Many blessings. Thank you. Yeah, so much of this is life experience, you guys. Like, when I share the child development tips, I'm obviously a licensed occupational therapist, so there is some book knowledge and testing and just hands-on experience with kids that have added to my expertise. But I say so much of the gold actually comes from the lived experience of being a mama and holding both. Because when I was just an occupational therapist and I was just trying to speak to the knowledge to parents, there was a gap. They're like, that's cute, but you're not a mom yet, so you don't get it. And it didn't land the same. And then I became a mom, and it was like, oh yeah, let me speak to you in mama language, and I'll break this down in a way that feels good, sustainable, and doable. So tip number 3 is once we have established we're going to hit record and we're going to start speaking from a space of passion and what lights us up. This is a big one, and my whole channel changed. The trajectory of my channel changed when I nailed this one, and it's consistency. Probably heard it, but you've got to be consistent. One thing, everything changes on these social media platforms. Like, I'm giving you tips that are probably going to be evergreen for years to come. There will be certain mentors in this space that will give you very specific tips. That's a snapshot in this moment that tells you how to kind of get one up on the algorithm or to fall in its favor. And that's not what I'm doing. I like to integrate these principles that are going to serve you regardless of what's happening with the algorithm or the social media platform, because it's literally changing every single day. So consistency across the 6 years. Everything has changed on this platform, but one thing I will say remains true is the more consistent you are, the more YouTube will show your videos to other people. I really had an issue with commitment when I first started this channel. It was like, I'll dip my toe in, I'll dip it in. And I actually had a session with someone, Jillian Perkins. Maybe some of you guys know her. She's quite large on YouTube now, but some 5 years ago, I booked a call with her and she was looking at my schedule and she's like, yeah, you're not really consistent. Like, I would say if you could just commit to every other week, that's going to help you so much. And I thought at the time I was like, every other week, okay, I think I can do this. And granted, I was in a stage in motherhood where I needed to be so hands-on with Kai and I was sleep deprived. So it really did feel like so much in that moment. But I said to myself, I can do every other week. I can batch record. I can set myself up for success here. And then once I hit my stride in every other week, it was like, I could do once a week. And then I picked it up to once a week. And then I got pregnant with Naya and I was home with Kai in a pandemic. And I thought I could do twice a week during my pregnancy. Why not? So all of this to say, sometimes a lot of times we limit ourselves in terms of what we're capable of. We get into our head, we spin this story, we think it's too hard. And what actually just needs to happen is you have the courage to just try it. And then your capacity to hold more expands. What I thought was so hard to stay consistent every other week, and granted, I was working my job full time at the time. So it was different circumstances, but what I thought was so much to hold in that moment, fast forward 4 or 5 years later, we were in the middle of pandemic and Kai's home full time and I'm pregnant with Naya. And that was a difficult pregnancy. And I had expanded my capacity to hold 2 videos a week, so trust yourself and trust that your capacity will expand as you keep moving, as you keep going, but stay consistent because that is most certainly a way to be seen and to magnetize the audience that you're hoping to magnetize into your world. Number 4, I kind of touched on this briefly, but honor the phase of your life that you're in. And I'm most certainly speaking to all of the mothers who are watching, which are probably a good 80% of you, dads, if you're watching too, the other 20% of you. I think it's really different being a parent on YouTube because at least when I first joined YouTube, there were people, and there still are, but it was definitely the more videos you post, the better. That was kind of the mantra. And so there were people posting every day, multiple times a day. And I knew, I was like, nope, not for me. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I had this core desire for this channel to grow sustainably. And it's not something I speak about much on this channel. But I really think, and I want you to hear this, parents, if you have a YouTube channel, sustainability is so important. We get to have it all. We get to have a successful YouTube channel, a successful business. We get to be amazing parents, but there will be phases in our life and chapters in our life that ask us to honor one space more than another. And it's all okay. And it doesn't mean that this over here is falling apart or this can't grow. It's really, it comes down to you knowing that this is a marathon and not a sprint, right? If 6 years went by like this, if you would have told me it would have taken 6 years to meet whatever milestone it was I thought I wanted at the time, I would have thought that's a freaking lifetime. But what happens is, we get into the groove of becoming a parent, we grow, we watch our children grow, and we see how fast time actually moves. And we start to understand, and this is the sixth point I'll move into, that it's never about the milestones. Sure, it is amazing. I am so freaking grateful to have 176 soul subscribers. Like, it honestly means the world to me that you guys tune in, you watch my videos. We've been riding together for years, the better part of a freaking decade now. Like, what? How did that happen? It means the world to me. And to have the impact and the reach of over 12 million people, that's incredible. But even greater than that, because I wouldn't have all of that without this piece, and I want you to hear this, is it's about your becoming. It's who you're becoming in the process of celebrating these really big milestones that you dream of, or that you desire so much in this moment today. It really is about the becoming. Because if I were Nekole, who started the YouTube channel 6 years ago today, who is celebrating 176,000 soul subscribers, or 12 million impact, like reach, I couldn't hold it in the gratitude that I can hold it today. I couldn't celebrate it with the depth and the texture and the nuance that I can today. It's because of the journey. It's because of the times where I thought, what am I even doing? What are we doing here? It's there's so many downs on the way up. It's not a straight line. And this has transcended so far beyond just YouTube. These lessons are true across the board, in motherhood, in our relationships, in our marriage, in our business. It's about the journey. And so I really want all of you who are on this journey, starting this journey, to remember that it's about the connections you make. It's about the relationships you build. It is about amazing accomplishments and milestones too. But who you are when you celebrate that is really the gold. It's really the beautiful piece. So as you guys, if you have questions, you can drop them in the chat. I see some coming in now. So I'm going to take a look. Let's see. Hey, Jenny. I love you. Consistency equals capacity. Love that. Yeah. It most certainly stretches that capacity. Linda, love this. Do you think every 2 weeks is consistent enough for 2022? I think whatever you can sustain is consistent enough. Try and remove yourself from the year or any particular trend that might be happening on a social media platform or the algorithm, because again, it changes. And what I would just say is start with what you can sustain. I started with every 2 weeks because that's what I could sustain. And when I could do more, I did more. But it doesn't, if we're starting with the reason of I'm doing this because I love it, and there is somebody out there who's going to benefit from this, I'm going to call in my soul tribe. Honestly, just getting started is enough. Worry about the consistency once you've got your feet wet and you're posting a bit. But whatever you can do sustainably is good enough. Yeah, you're so very welcome. You're so welcome. So if there's any other questions, I will wait a moment here to answer them. But I just want to remind you, if you're joining me now and you didn't catch the intro, there is a giveaway. There's a 6-year anniversary YouTube channel anniversary celebration. Thank you, my soul subscribers, for being here and loving me and following me. I'm giving away 3 of my masterclasses. The link, if you are on, I'm so glad that's helpful, Linda. The link, if you're on YouTube, is in my description box. It's the very first link. If you subscribe to the email list, you will automatically be entered to win in this giveaway. There's going to be 3 soul subscribers that I'm going to be calling out next Monday via email, and you will have access to one of my masterclasses. So you guys, honestly, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you. I know I've said it before, but what a freaking ride. Like I was working in a clinic, how many years ago? I mean, it's 2022, 18. So about 4 years ago, I left my job. But when I started this channel 6 years ago, it was kind of out of frustration. I felt so limited in my capacity to really help people. I had a certain caseload, so maybe like 30 kids coming in, and it was beautiful to connect with them and their families and help them as much as I could. But I thought, I went to school for 2.5 years. I have all of this knowledge, and there are so many people who don't have access to an occupational therapist and would love one. And I thought, like, I'm pregnant with my first baby. I want to document these moments and these memories. Like, let me just go online. Let me just share what I'm doing. If it helps someone, amazing. And if it doesn't, at least I have the memories. I'm capturing these really profound moments in life. And my hope was to share something meaningful. And I never could have imagined I'd be sitting here 6 years from now, speaking to you all and engaging in opportunities like partnering with YouTube. It's truly mind blowing. But just, if nothing else, like, your dreams are valid. When you feel that soul pull to move, freaking move. Just move. Just try it. Like, one other thing I had to get over was thinking that everyone was kind of out to get me, and like, haha, got you, you're wrong. That information sucked. Dislike, unsubscribe, tell all my friends she sucks, and like, there's this voice in our head that like wants to give us the worst case scenario so that we can protect ourselves from the worst case scenario. But like, in the 6 years that I've been doing this, 98% of the comments, the interactions I've had have been so freaking positive. And maybe that is rare. I'm sure there are other channels that have more of a mix, but there are beautiful people out in the world, and you will attract them because you're a beautiful person. So I thank you for being a beautiful person in my world and in my life. I love you. I'm grateful. I hope you found this helpful. I hope to see you on my email list so you have a chance to win in a giveaway, but I will be back doing more giveaways, more lives, more Q&As. So thank you again. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.